And that's it. Two people. Players, managers, Bill Caton and Jimmy Jacobs. That's his entire entourage, and here he is.
Also wearing a sweatshirt. It's the first time that we have seen him do that. He usually comes into the ring bare-chested, just trunks, black shoes, no socks, black trunks.
Sockless, but not punchless, I should add, Barry.
Yeah, no question about it. In fact, yesterday we were talking to him about, I asked him, I said, when do you put your game face on? He put his arm over my shoulder and he said, you know, this is no game. There's the record of Mike Tyson, 27 victories, no losses, 25 knockouts, and the only two that weren't were against competitors who ran on him. Quick Tillis was one of them, and Mitch Blood Green was the other.
I think Mike is visibly just trying to conceal his feelings, retain his calm. This is the first time he's been in an event anywhere near this magnitude, and some people get caught on it. But here is our path to the championship. This is the fifth fight of the series to determine one heavyweight champion. The winner of this fight will fight the winner of a rematch between Tim Witherspoon and Tony Tubbs, who will fight again next month. And then those two winners will meet, and finally against Michael Spinks for the undisputed title.
One other thing to point out to you, saw that Mike Tyson hasn't fought in 76 days, and yes, that's a long time for him, but since November 22nd, a year ago, 1985, he has fought 14 times, so it isn't that he has not been active. Now, what's going to be the key to the fight? A lot of people feel the uppercut. Ray, what about that?
Well, Barry, because style makes fights, and all fighters favor a certain punch, and in Mike Tyson, that particular punch is a debilitating uppercut. Here against Roberto, you see the uppercut. It's short, that's the beauty of it. It's so effective because you can't see it coming. And here we take a shot at him and Marvis Frazier. Once again, the short, well-executed right uppercut. And that's the shot I think is going to work against Chuck Berbick. But he has to get close and inside.
Now, what does Berbick have to do to defend against it? That, of course, is probably as important as what does Tyson have to do to be able to throw it.
Well, Berbick has a better jab people give him credit for. And what he needs to do to nullify the uppercut is to work that jab and keep it consistent as he did here against Pinkman Thomas.
What about the criticism of Trevor Berbick that he's a guy who punches from the outside in? And Mike Tyson is a guy who comes straight at you. Berbick, as he makes his way out of his locker room and toward the ring now, said, that's where I want him. I love it if he's going to be right on my chest. But his style doesn't seem to dictate that he would love it.
Well, inside, Berbick has a tendency to throw wide loop and telegraph punches. He can't do that against a guy as tenacious as Mike Tyson. He has to throw short punches and tie Mike up and break his rhythm.
Now, you saw that Trevor Berbick has not had a fight in 244 days as opposed to Mike Tyson's 76 days, but that pretty much has been the history for Trevor Berbick, perhaps not quite that long. He's been fighting for 10 years, and he's only had the 37 fights. Mike Tyson, of course, with 27 fights in a shorter space of time, considerably shorter space of time, 1 year and 8 months. But Berbick has fought tougher opponents. We talked about the fact that the crowd doesn't either really like Trevor Berbick nor dislike him, and you can hear a kind of a sense of apathy as he comes toward the ring.
And there is Angelo Dundee, who will be in Trevor Berbick's corner for this fight. Berbick changes trainers about as often as most fighters change sparring partners. And of course, Dundee has been in the corner of many, many champions. There's Berbick's record, 31-4-1. The meaningful fights, he has all won or fought well. Fought people like Larry Holmes. He stopped Greg Page when nobody else had. And of course, the big upset over Pinkman Thomas. He was a 6 or 7 to 1 underdog against Thomas. He opened as a 6 to 1 underdog tonight, and those odds have come down to about 3 or 3.5 to 1 man-to-man because the odds were just too big, people felt, given the experience of both fighters.
We talk about the psychological aspect of this fight. Berbick dressed in all black looks a little bit like the Wicked Witch of the West.
You know, and that's a psychological ploy. You know, Tyson has worn black in every one of his fights, so Berbick wanted to wear black as well. And I think it says something about his style as a fighter as well, which we'll get to in a moment. Berbick's official age, ring age is 33. He says he's 32. We give him the benefit of the doubt. Mike Tyson says he's 5'11 and a half. We measured him against Ray Leonard the other day, and he looked for about an inch bigger than Ray at 5'10 and a half. Everything else speaks for itself.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hilton Center, where tonight the dynamic duo, Don King and Butch Lewis, in association with the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel, presents Judgment Day, an evening of World Championship Boxing. These bouts are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Wayne Ford, chairman, with commissioners at ringside, Freddie Little, Sammy Macias, Herb Santos, and Sig Rogich. The executive director of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Harold Buck. The officials assigned by that body for the next bout of the night, the judges are Harry Gibbs, Dave Moretti, and Ruby Ortega. The timekeeper is Mike Morabito. Counting at the knockdowns, Charlie Roth. The attending physicians at ringside, Doctors Donald Romeo and Cliff Omanskiel, and neurosurgeon Kazem Fathi. Your referee for the next bout of the evening is Mills Lane. This next bout of the evening, presented by the dynamic duo and brought to you on behalf of Miller Lite. This is the main event of the night. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Championship of the World. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of Catskill, New York, weighing 221 and 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career with 27 wins, no defeats, 25 KOs. He is the challenger, Mike Tyson. And in the red corner, formerly of Jamaica, now fighting out of Miami, Florida, weighing 218 and 1/2 pounds. His professional record consists of 31 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, and 23 KOs. He is the WBC Heavyweight Champion of the World, Trevor Berbick.
Listen, if you get in the cross and I tell you to break your stop punching, stick back clean. Any question from the challenger, 2 seconds. Any question from the champion, 2 seconds. All right, let's get it on. Come on.
The key in this fight for Tyson is to be patiently aggressive, not to fling himself into clinches as he has done. The key for Berbick, in my judgment, is to hold him off and smother Tyson and hope for a long fight that wears him out.
Berbick says it's imperative he keeps his man in the middle of the ring. He says Tyson will not push me back like he's pushed other fighters back, and I'll push him back. And I think therein is another key to this fight, Ray. If Berbick can push Tyson back, easier said than done, but if he can, then he can be in the hunt.
Well, what is I feel is imperative for both fighters, keep those hands high.
Both wearing black, Berbick with the high black stockings. Left hook, Tyson.
What's Berbick's trying to do? He's trying to overpower Mike Tyson. And he's abandoning doing what he normally does best, and that is to use his whole body, use those broad shoulders.
That was a big right hand by Tyson. This crowd is right into this fight, right at the bell.
I will not be surprised when these guys go down because they're throwing big shots and both fighters are a little cold, a little stiff here. Real tight.
Right hand, Tyson, and a left behind it. Berbick, as he told us he would, trying to go to the uppercut, so far ineffectively. Big right hand, Tyson.
Tyson has to be patient, as Laurie stated, because he's fighting a guy that's been in the ring with top caliber fighters. So he knows how to get a breathing, get that second wind going.
Another big left hook by Tyson. mentioned this earlier, but Tyson's punches even sound different than most heavyweights.
That was a tip of the uppercut by Mike Tyson. It wasn't a clean shot. Trevor appears to be trying to keep Tyson backing up, making him fight his fight.
Another good left hand by Tyson. And right behind it, and Berbick is blocked. Berbick in trouble here.
¿Quién iba a echar para atrás? ¿Quién?
Berbick just trying to get through the round. He's hurt, no question.
¿Quieres ver más videitos como este? Suscríbete al canal El Kiosco del Boxeo. Recuerda dejar tu like y dar a la campanita para que recibas las notificaciones. Gracias, buen día. Seguimos.
Lee had this fun.
Always coming forward, Tyson. And the punches are short because he's coming forward and harder to see. We have to remember that Trevor Berbick has never been hit by punches as hard as he's being hit in this fight. And you never know how a man is going to respond to that. Tyson is everything that people could have hoped for in that round.
Trevor Berbick, I should point out, has been down twice. There's another big shot by Tyson. Berbick in a heap of trouble. Down he goes.
The punches are coming in such a succession that Berbick can't deal with them. They're short, powerful,
He's knocked out.
devastating punches.
He was knocked out.
Berbick is still hurt. Trevor Berbick still seems to be not on solid legs at all here, Ray.
Well, again, you notice that Berman's being patient. Tyson's being very, very patient, which was a big concern from a lot of other boxing people. He's being patient against a guy that has a great deal of experience. He's not wasting any punches.
Trying to tie Mike Tyson up here, just kind of hang on and get the cobwebs out. Oh, another big right hand, and Berbick is in trouble again.
Tyson is perpetual motion, and the reason he's so dangerous, bro, because he continues to throw those punches. One thing I've noticed in Tyson, he actually turns southpaw because he can knock you out with either hand. He has good leverage because he keeps his balance.
He missed with that uppercut, but didn't miss by much. That was a right to the body and an uppercut to the head, and Berbick is down.
Los ponía a bailar, los ponía a bailar de verdad.
And we have a new era in boxing.
Mike Tyson fought